Executive Chairman, Startup Orissa, amongst us. Through Buddhi Vinashaya, Deep due to certain
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
business and technology incubators. He's known for venturing into the unknown and known through his own style of leadership to disrupt the status quo. And trust me, on a personal platform, I have seen that happen. It's a personal privilege to welcome Dr. Rai, the wind beneath the sail of the startup ecosystem of Odisha. Thank you for being with us, sir. But before I move out, I'd just like to run everybody through in a minute. AIM has been a big support to us in their own way. Startup Odisha has been with us right through the way. Through thick, through thin, they have had this trust in us to be able to work together, and we look forward to this association going ahead in time. A brief 30 seconds. We have been a sector agnostic unit over the last 2 years. We've done what is normal to be doing. We've done Idea Nest, we've done Sanvriddhi, we've done our annual cohort. But starting this year, I mean end of this year, taking 2023, we would be moving into clear verticals along with our flagship program, the Surge. The verticals would be food and nutrition, would be tourism, would be mining, other than the fact that there will be the regular events that will keep coming and going. And we will not be able to deliver this without the support that Startup Odisha has been giving us. And a very special thank you also goes out to the team there who have helped us and guided us and at times accepted our failures as well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. After a couple of weeks of planning, a journey aimed at developing a comprehensive outlook towards business proposal and reiterating the growth strategies of the startups began on 20th of July 2022 and has successfully completed 12 weeks of deep dive learning. Let us now travel down the memory lane and relive the moments of Sanvriddhi 2.0 since its inception. Can we have the video, please? Facilitated by Mr. Suyog Rizbad, who happens to be the Futuristic Now studio and also the Chief Innovation Officer at the Futuristic Now Lab. He couldn't join us here today, but does have a message for all of us. Can we have his video, please?
Hey people, my name is Suyog. I'm the founder and chief innovation officer of Futuring Now Lab. We are an innovation lab where we help brands and startups to innovate using one-of-a-kind innovation workshops, which we curate on the basis of service design, design thinking, and audiovisual triggers to help people take action 10x faster. And one of our flagship workshop, which is called as 10x physical setting, while creating and generating a lot of value with the startups. I hope startups got some value out of it. As far as I remember the kind of interactions which we had, it was super fun and valuable on both the ends. So it was a great experience for me and Futuring Now Lab to do this workshop with AIC Nalanda and Arthayan. AIC Nalanda has been putting together a great incubation program for all these amazing talented startups from Odisha, and they have been connecting them to industry experts and mentors and various amazing people which can really help these startups to bring their ideas to life. So kudos to their amazing work. With that, I'll just wish best of luck to all the startups on their journey, do a lot of iterations, learn a lot of things, and build faster as we did in the 10x Weekender. So I wish you a great journey ahead. At the same time, congratulations to AIC Nalanda to for building such programs and to for helping the startups get to the next level. So those are two words from me, and I hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you. On the 9th and 10th of September, we also organized the one-on-one mentoring session, again physically at AIC Nalanda, for the participating startups. Mr. Nitin B. Gadgil, owner at the Sakav Management Consultants, who comes with a rich and diverse experience of over 35 years across industry and as a consultant, was the mentor for the session. Though he isn't here today, he too has something to share with all of us. But owing to his camera shyness, we have the audio clips. So can we have the clip, please?
Hello everyone. It's a genuine pleasure to connect with you again via this audio communication. A good evening, good morning to all from Nitin Gadgil of Sakav. By now you all have gone through the Sanvriddhi initiative by AIC Nalanda and must have gained valuable insights for your ventures. In the second week of September, I had an opportunity to interact with 12 of you over 2 days. It was not only a pleasurable experience but also a learning one for me. The entrepreneurs whom I met were almost without exception committed, enthusiastic, and technically competent. There was an interesting mix in terms of industry each belonged to, their trajectory and evolution. Some of them hold an excellent promise if they manage to navigate the stormy business oceans. It was apparent that the chances of their success would increase significantly if they can get periodic exposure to a larger business world, as also timely and sustained support on a few fronts like business strategy, marketing, financial management, and mentoring. It would make a significant difference to the prospects of some of the startups if they get this support from a very early stage and in a structured and sustained manner. Some of the areas where the startups could use support are marketing strategy, customer segmentation, pricing strategy, how to build differentiation, remaining focused on their plans yet being nimble footed in decision making, how and when to approach investors for funding, financial management, and last but not the least, mentoring support. I'm sure that in the coming times, many of the incubatees will achieve success in their ventures. Those who may not find success must remember that almost all the great enterprises were built on a platform of some failure or the other in their initial days. A failure is never a failure until you give up or you don't learn from it. In a boxing match, the boxer is not defeated when he or she falls down. The boxer is defeated only when he or she fails to get up. I am sure each one of you knows this the hard way. I must thank Arthayan for introducing me to AIC Nalanda. As for team at AIC Nalanda, it was truly an amazing experience firsthand for me to experience the competent, sincere, committed, efficient and courteous members of Team AIC Nalanda. My kudos to you all. I close by wishing you all, Team AIC Nalanda and the incubatees as also participants in Sanvriddhi, a positive success and a good progress in your endeavors. More important, I wish you lots of joy, peace and good health, which are far more valuable and priceless.
Thank you. Yet another individual who has been the part of this journey since day one and has smoothly handled the operations from the Arthayan's end is Mr. Dhruv Shah. He also hasn't been able to make it, but he has few words for the occasion.
Good greetings of the day to everyone present here for the physical demo day at AIC and ITF. I am Dhruv Shah, growth specialist at Thailand, and I handle the partnerships as well as the social media side here. Glad to be a part of the team that organized and executed this Samriddhi Acceleration Program. It was fun meeting and interacting with various mentors, investors, startup founders, and other interesting personalities. I would like to thank Anirudh, Malhar, Raja sir, Durga sir, Deepshika, Roshan, and everyone involved who helped executing this program successfully and taking the right steps forward for the startup founders based in Odisha and the eastern region of India. Uh, Best wishes to each one of you present here today, and onwards and upwards to all the startup founders of this acceleration program. That is it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Today we have amidst us the co-founder and CMO of Earthion and also the co-founder of Helter Skelter, Mr. Malhar Potnes. I would now request you to kindly share your experience with this cohort.
Hello all. So let me start off by saying something controversial, which I feel is entrepreneurship cannot be taught, right? And what we are trying to do in these acceleration programs is trying to pull in together all sorts of resources for you, right? Something that can inspire you, something that can give you a different perspective. Listening about a case study can actually open up your mind to some pitfalls that you can avoid in your own venture, right? So, in these 3 months that we closely worked with all the team AIC and ITF, uh, we planned the product validation phase, the business modeling, and the fundraising stage as well. And through all these stages, all of you obviously, I mean, the heroes of this complete thing obviously are the entrepreneurs who actually came in, dedicatedly attended those sessions, asked those doubts, however complex and difficult they were, and actually kind of given their all, believed in the hard work that team AIC and team Arthan were putting in, and finally came through at the end of this whole program. So obviously none of this could have happened without the support of Startup Odisha as well. Again, a key backbone to supporting such initiatives, and hopefully there will be many more that we do together. And I genuinely would want to, in this kind of a setting, take feedback from entrepreneurs about what has been done, what could have been done better, and so that we can also continuously improve and deliver better solutions to all of you. And thanks to the investors who actually flew down over here, gave their valuable feedback to startup founders. Hopefully you can take the essence of it and apply it in some part of your venture. And obviously thanks once again for having us over here. We are glad to work with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Malhar, for your words of encouragement. The very essence of leadership is to have a vision that you articulate clearly on every occasion. May I now have the privilege to call upon one such eminent visionary, Dr. Omkar Rai, Honorable Executive Chairman, Startup Odisha, Government of Odisha, to kindly share about his vision to nurture the startup ecosystem at Odisha.
Sorry. Mr. Dev Jyoti Raja Mohanty, CEO, Mr. Malhar Potnes from Earthion, the esteemed startups from Odisha, my colleague Rasmi. I'm very glad to be here, and I'm very glad to look at the kind of report that has been presented here. I must congratulate AIC Nalanda for many good works. Ever since I joined Startup Odisha, I have witnessed a number of initiatives by this great institution, this AIC IT Technology Foundation. And they have been partners with us for many such initiatives. Startup Odisha also partnered very recently this Fund Stack 2.0 program, and we have seen several leading investment institutions, angel investors, and individuals visiting Odisha for the kind of initiatives that are being taken by institutions like AIC Nalanda. And Startup Odisha takes pride in all such initiatives. Similarly, this very initiative, Samvriddhi 2.0, is one like goes to show that all the stakeholders, whether it is Startup Odisha, whether it is the government of Odisha, or the incubators and academic institutions like Nalanda, are working together. Apart from the startups, young boys and girls, they are continuously indulging in ideation and have that energy to indulge into creation of. We also launched Startup Yatra 2.0, which is still ongoing, and there are few boot camps that yet to be organized across Odisha. The kind of response we have received from the ground is very encouraging. Even at the places like Kandamal, Kalahandi, and such other Malkangiri, we are finding that young boys and girls from those regions are participating in pitching programs. And they are coming up with very excellent ideas. The ideas are all around solving the problem that they face. They are also pitching with the ideas of imagination, a very clear-cut imagination. Young boys and girls, women, and the kind of boot camp that we have organized so far, it's very encouraging that they are coming up, the team is coming up with very wonderful idea. And that is actually very encouraging. We can make out that Odisha has now passed that critical mass theory. We are now accelerating. We are now growing. And all such programs like this Samvriddhi and all, they are actually helping not only in delivering value to the participant startup, but also branding the Odisha's startup ecosystem in all across the country. Because the stakeholders, the players, ecosystem players, are now very sure that Odisha is such place where young boys and girls are absolutely filled with ideas, filled with energy, and they are actually indulging in creation of startup and enterprises for them. If you look at the kind of vision Startup Odisha or Government of Odisha has under the able leadership of our Honorable CM, we are going to conduct Make in Odisha 2022. Even before there were feeder and investor orientation programs were held, investor outreach programs were held, and I personally participated along with the Honorable CM to two places, Hyderabad and Bangalore. And we found that we received, my colleague Rashmi was also with me, and we were very encouraged with the kind of response, the kind of interest that is being shown by the technology organization, R&D organization, funding organization, mentoring organization. And they all thronged to our conferences, our meeting places, and they held discussions with us. The kind of indication that we have taken from those meetings, I am very sure that Odisha is on fast track and accelerated journey of growth in terms of startup ecosystem. And you will be equally glad, more glad to know that during these 4 days MIO, Make in Odisha program, the startup ecosystem has got prominence because the plenary session on the 1st of December 2022 is dedicated to the startup ecosystem. We will have a kind of plenary session. Thereafter, we will have 2 sessions. One session will be dedicated to investor ecosystem. Another session will be, participated by the unicorn founders from Odisha. There are 6 confirmations that we have right now. And third session will be graced by Honorable CM himself, who will, announce our new policy, Startup Policy 2.0. Now look at the kind of policy we have. It's the most progressive policy in the entire country, best in class even today. But as I said, the government of Odisha, Startup Odisha is never contended We continue to evolve. We are never complacent. And therefore, this policy which is being created right now and which will be announced by the Honorable CM in Make in Odisha program will be again even improved and a very, very advanced version in terms of incentives and simplicity of operation. This is the kind of aspiration and ambition with which we are working to promote the startup ecosystem. We are very serious about it. It's not merely that we intend only, our action also speak about the kind of work, the kind of vision that we have for this startup ecosystem. If you look at, you all are from the startup ecosystem from within Odisha, and you know that we have a O Hub, Odisha Startup Hub, Opportunity Hub, we call it. We had a few floors there, 5 floors, that was allotted by the government at one point of time to establish O Hub for the startups. Now, you will be very happy that both the towers, comprising 4 lakhs square feet of space, has been handed over to us. We have onboarded the architect to do the interior and furnishing and to design our labs, design our co-working spaces, design our incubators, design our demo areas. The kind of architect that we have, the architect of T-Hub, and that architect has been selected, who has started now working with us. We always want best in class, to become best in class. We want to onboard the best in class players, and that is the intent that we have right now. I once again congratulate the startups from within Odisha who have participated in this, and I wish them a great success. I wish them great funding, great exposure. I must say that we are always with you, either through institutions like AIC Nalanda, even directly with us. In another 1 year's time, the OHub will be capable of hosting all such activities in our own premise, even if it is held, managed by any other institution within Odisha. And therefore, you can look forward to work very closely with us, even when you have graduated out of us. Even if you have been funded, you can work with us. So I must say that in times to come, we will have a very different environment, even better environment, and we are towards journey together. I must congratulate again the management of AIC Nalanda and for not only conducting this Sanvriddhi 2.0 acceleration program, but also affording an opportunity to me to be with you at this very conclusion day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your illuminating deliberation. I'm sure most of us present here would have a lot of good news which sir delivered, and looking forward to seeing the fruits of it. Moving on to the felicitation ceremony. Today we witnessed a fabulous round of pitch presentations from 21 startups of this cohort who joined us physically at AIC Nalanda and presented before a panel of 8 jury members. It was indeed a pleasure to have investors interact one-on-one with 13 of the startups, and 8 startups were put into a track for a jury panel pitch presentation. I would request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly felicitate the graduating startups of Sanvriddhi 2.0 cohort by handing them over a token of our appreciation and their certificates of completion. In no particular order, first up we have is RKB Product Development, Mr. Vivek Vajpayee. He also happens to be the youngest startup member of this cohort. A huge round of applause, everyone. Next up is Manikatsu Agro And we have Mr. Bishwabandhan Bandhu Padi representing it. Next is Holton Mist Beverages, and we have Mr. Nihar Das. Next is Zippytech Private Limited, Mo Sathi Learning App, Manoranjan Mishra. Next up is Soumyaranjan Nayak from Indian Automobile Doctor. Next is Market Solutions represented by Bikash Kumar Mohanty. Next up is Ample Creatics represented by Satyaranjan Patnaik. Next up is Job School represented by Sitanshu Mishra. Next up is Gypsy Street represented by Sneha De and Amlan Anirban. Next up is Mo Oil Ventures represented by Soumya Prakash Patnaik. Next up is UBC Therapeutics represented by Smruti Ranjan Pati. Next up is Indigenous Health Technologies represented by Ms. Preeti Sablaka. And we have Existence Intelligence represented by Dr. Bijayashree Satpathy. All the presenters deserve a big round of applause. Wishing you all a great journey ahead. I would also like to felicitate all our esteemed guests, for which I may request our Chief Executive Officer, Shri Devjyoti Mohanty, to kindly do the honors. Sir, I request you to kindly present our token of gratitude to Dr. Omkar Rai, Honorable Executive Chairman, Startup Odisha, Government of Odisha. Sir, I would also request you to kindly present the memento to Mr. Malhar Potnis, co-founder and CMO of Earthion. Thank you. So you can have a seat. So as we come to an end of this arduous journey of Sanvriddhi 2.0 and also the graduation ceremony, I would like to call upon Mr. Durga Prasad Gowda, Chief Operating Officer, AIC Nalanda, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Omkar Rai, Executive Chairman of Startup Odisha, Chief Executive Officer, AIC Nalanda, Shri Devjyoti Mohanty, Mr. Malhar Potnis from the team Arthayan, Anirudh Jog, Shaunak, Himanshu, Sama, and Manish, uh, all the participants of Sanvriddhi till now, and now all the graduates of the Sanvriddhi Acceleration Program. Nevertheless, we had this program for 12 weeks, and it doesn't seem like I'm overwhelmed and joyous with one more cherishable dream that was always since his first day of arrival into the startup ecosystem in Odisha, Dr. Omkar Rai. We always wanted Sir to be here, as he mentioned also, despite of many events and initiatives that we had here around in the ecosystem along with Startup Odisha, but always wanted a good opportunity to have Sir in our incubation center. And there was nothing better than this opportunity where we had the most, some of the leading startups in this space graduating out of an incubation program or an acceleration program from AIC Nalanda. We often talk about people who are on stage and are, as we say, are the pioneers or the leaders. But the leaders that you see here have always given utmost importance to the team behind. And Startup Odisha here being represented by also Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Sahu is a great moment for all of us. We also have one of our always supporter and one of our chief consultants here, Ms. Madhuchanda Pradhan, and of course the entire team of AIC Nalanda, whom I cannot leave behind without thanking. That this entire journey, as we lead every initiative at AIC Nalanda, is because of the efforts of the team and the leadership which instills support in each of us. Someone like me who have been very new to the ecosystem of Odisha, and particularly many of you might not be aware of that it's not older than 3 years. I have been into this ecosystem understanding about startups for just 3 years. So speaking, I cannot speak out of a lot of experience with startups, but the communication and my assessment of this entire ecosystem is that we have till now revealed and unraveled a lot of potential that Odisha has. And Odisha will leave its dreams through all your eyes and through all your efforts and dreams, and the day is not back behind. We all are aspirational towards a mega flagship program which is coming up. Sir mentioned also about Make in Odisha. And I know that all the startups here will have a lot of things to understand, a lot of things to learn and take away from this mega summit which would be happening across 5 days. But above all, it is for us to also rise as a community. I have always led stress while discussion with most of the startups that you need to form out a network and a community has to rise. At many forums, I have always supported this idea that we are not creating another Bangalore, another Delhi, another Pune, or another Chennai. We are creating a Bhubaneswar. We are creating Odisha. So let's be best at it, and we all have this potential to do it. So let's prove ourselves. And tomorrow, when each one of you come out with flying colors, we all will have a satisfaction to say that yes, this guy has been a part of Sanvriddhi, and that would be the best thing to happen across all our efforts. So thank you once again to all of them who have been a support and part of this encouraging acceleration program. And despite a lot of uneasiness of health and constriction of time, thank you once again, sir, for being among us and bestowing this entire occasion and gracing this place. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
So before we wind up, I would request everyone to come forward for a group photo. So all the startup presenters.